Hi traders, and welcome to today's ACY Securities Forex market analysis. My name is Duncan Cooper and I will be your host. Today we'll be focusing on the New Zealand dollar to the US dollar and the Australian dollar to the US dollar. So first we'll look at the news items coming out for the week, and then we'll have a look at the charts. Hi traders, just at the FinLogic economic calendar. Now today I'm going to do a top-down analysis of the Australian dollar to US dollar. So I'm just going to go through the news items that can affect that pair this week. And I've actually gone to the filter and I've just filtered to the countries that generally impact the Aussie to the US dollar, the US, China and Australian news. So with that in mind, I'm just going to scroll down. Tuesday at the moment, these are Queensland time, 11 o'clock, China NBS manufacturing PMI could affect the Aussie to the US dollar. And then just keep on scrolling through into Wednesday. Australian GDP news coming out 11:30 on Wednesday morning. That will definitely have an impact potentially. China cakes and manufacturing PMI 11:45 there Wednesday. And then getting into Thursday, we've got the Australian balance of trade at 11:30 in the morning. And then into the evening we've got the US balance of trade, 10:30 in the evening. And the big one for the week, getting into Friday. We'll get to the big one in a moment. We've got Australian retail sales 11:30 in the morning, but the big one later in the evening is the US job figures. 11:45 in the morning, the China cakes and services PMI is coming out, but the big one, as I was saying, is the US non-farm payroll figures coming out at 10:30 in the evening. Alright, so those are the big items can affect or impact the Australian dollar to the US dollar. So with that in mind, let's get into the charts. Now first of all, I wanted to review the New Zealand dollar to the US dollar. I went through this pair last week, and you can see my review by following the link below. Now, I was doing my analysis and I was expecting after a big long drop down that maybe this area of resistance just in here was going to act as resistance, but quite clearly it didn't. And it came up, didn't even respect this level, and came all the way up obviously to this level here. So it looks like it's in the middle of nowhere, but if you put a fib in across the range from the lower top to the lower bottom, so this is still in a downtrend on the day chart. It's had a very deep rally back up to the 79% level, which is 70.06, so the figure. So structurally this is still in a downtrend, and it's still at a very good level where you could start to be looking for an opportunity to sell in line with that downtrend. There's only one negative I'm seeing on the chart, and this is this MACD that's showing potentially here MACD divergence. But sometimes you get MACD divergence when price drops down very quickly and then rallies back up very quickly. So time will tell if this is a precursor to showing a major change in trend, or it's just because we had a big drop and then a big rally. Alright, so just wanted to review that from last week. It has rallied back up to a very good level, and if you drop it down to the 4-hour chart, you could start to look for weakness and an opportunity to sell. So already giving you a lower top here on the 4-hour chart, so maybe another retest of the 700 level could give you a good opportunity to sell. You could put your stop at 71, and then you could be retargeting back down to the low here at 68. That would give you a risk reward trade of 1 to 2. Alright, so that's New Zealand dollar to US dollar. Let's get into the Australian dollar today. And I want to start on the monthly chart. And I reviewed this pair back on the 3rd of August. Nothing much changed on the monthly. We're being bound by this old top, which was support. Now resistance at 74.14. So price has tested that area intra month. It's been bound at 74.14. It's getting capped there. and long-term support is down here at 69.91. That's my long-term target. So this is showing a lower top, a minor lower bottom in here, and probably by the end of the month, we're on the last day of the month, so come tomorrow this is probably crossed down on the MACD as well, just giving a more negative picture. So it's just bound by resistance at the moment at 74.14, heading towards monthly support at 69.91. Now on the weekly chart, nothing much has changed in terms of seeing lower tops and bottoms. There's a lower top, move through this bottom to a further lower bottom. MACD is still very negative, so let's just put in support and resistance on this time frame. And this is really day support here, so your weekly support is the same as monthly support down here. There's a minor level of support that's been broken there, could be acting as resistance or support, but let's call it resistance at the moment, 72.89. We're a little bit above that level, so for the market to move down, it really needs to get back below 72.89. So it's hovering slightly above that level at the moment. And weekly resistance further up is 74.26. Alright, it's very close to my monthly level there. Alright, so structurally it's been moving down to a lower bottom, lower top, lower bottom. It had a big drop a week ago, and then last week it just reversed straight back up. And we get to the daily chart, you'll see it's just reversed back up to resistance. Alright, so getting into daily, we've got a lower top to a lower bottom, and it's rallied up. It's putting in a minor higher bottom here maybe, but more importantly it's rallied back up to this daily level of resistance, and there's more levels in here as well. So there's 3 levels to the left here. I'm just going to use the first one, or the last one that got formed at 73.16. And if it moves further up, the next level of resistance to contend with is 73.89. Alright, now this pair moves very similar to the New Zealand dollar. It looks very similar structurally. So with the MACD, it's a bit like the New Zealand US dollar. There's a bit of positive divergence there. Now, again, I'm not sure if that's anything to consider, because we had a very large quick drop and a very large quick rally. We had consolidation through here for a long time. Then it's dropped out of that consolidation. It's right back up to really the base of the consolidation. So I'm not sure if that's really telling me that we're getting a reversal of any major consideration. It's just because we've had a large drop down and rally back up in price very quickly. Alright, so with that in mind, you know, if we're going to get a major reversal, this resistance area here, the weekly 74.26 level, will need to get taken out convincingly. Other than that, yes, it could get deeper up here, but if it's failing at 74.26, then that's just another area to look for an opportunity to sell for the next decline. Alright, so at the moment we've got a lower top moving down to a lower bottom. There's a very minor higher bottom forming here because of this big large outside candle on Friday, but since that, Monday was a very small trading day. It just crept into this daily resistance area at 73.16. It went to about 73.18, so 2 pips above, and then it traded in a very small range intraday, putting in a little spinning top there. So I'm just looking in the area of 72.89 to 73.16 for an opportunity to sell for the next decline in line with that daily downtrend. So let's just move it into the 4-hour chart. At the moment, structurally, price is just maintaining an uptrend. Higher bottom to a higher top. We've got a higher bottom here, but if price action does trade through that low area today, that's going to change that 4-hour structure down. Once that changes to down, then it could well then just pop back up to this, up back into that resistance area. If we can fail at the 73 level, that would be a great level to look for an opportunity to sell for the next decline. So that's what I'm watching for. So back to the daily here. I'm just going to move that back in. Just going to put in daily support down here at 71.06. Alright, so if price can fail in here on a retest at 73, stop at 74. Targeting down at 7100 level here would give you a risk reward trade of 1 to 2, and if we can target it down to monthly support, that would give you a risk reward trade of 1 to 3. Okay, so that's my analysis for today. Have a great trading week. I look forward to seeing you next time. Hi traders, why not sign up for my free webinar series at ACY Securities and improve your trading? You can register at the link below. I look forward to seeing you there. In tonight's training webinar, I will teach you all about the market trend and how to identify it on my live trading charts. Those that attend will get full access to my own MT4 chart layouts and indicators. When you go into this profile, you can see 12 pairs. Now you might not want to trade these pairs that I've set up. I'm just using the major crosses. You can go and change these to any pair that you want to follow and see whether they're in trend or not. But let's go through them today. I'll bring them up full screen. Okay, so this is your Aussie Yen daily. At the moment, we're inside the band, so there's no trend. If this was to close below the band, I would say we might be having an established downtrend starting to form. Okay, but we can see over here, once we closed above the band, there was a good probably 2 weeks of pure upward move there. You wouldn't want to be a seller, just be a buyer. So once you see this, just look for opportunities to be a buyer with whatever setup you're using, okay?